we got to find the guys who are it's just not working for them, right? And so this is where my inspiration is not so great, right? I'm going to give you every single tool, right? Jamil reaches out to me, not this Jamil, but a different Jamil who's struggling. And he's like, Steve, what do I need to do? I was like, all right, Jamil, it's real simple, right? You got to do A, B, C, D, and E. Go do these 5 things. Let me know if you have any problems doing it, right? And you come back, it's like, all right, how's it going? It's like, well, I haven't done A yet. Like, why not? Well, this, and this. Okay. Give you 3 more things, right? Time block. Let your wife know you're committed to this, right? Maybe either wake up earlier or work later, whatever, right? Check back with me. A month later, hey, how's it going? I haven't done any of those 3 things. At this point, Steve Trang will give up on you.
So here's the problem, okay? So I'm gonna show you something that I learned, and I realized why those people, the ones that get left behind, why that happens. Okay, because what's happening is when you give up on them is because you give them actions, right? And you gave them very pragmatic actions that work. If they took action, if they took those actions, they'd actually get the result that you were telling them they'd get, right? And you know that, I know that, and that's true. The problem is that they didn't change.
Right.
They didn't change. And so it doesn't matter how many actions I give you. If you're the same person doing those actions, it's not going to work.
Correct.
It's not going to work. You need an identity shift. So the reason that the first part of the Astroflipping, course or whatever I can't even call it. It's a flipping. It's a movement. It's a journey, but it starts with shifting your identity. It starts at your soul, dude. When I shift your identity and I moved your identity from this excuse maker, the victim, the greedy, the competitive, when I shift your identity and I help you identify why those things, those survival mechanisms exist in you, and then I give you the opportunity to forgive and release them. And when you put that baggage down, dude, you become so free. You can actually move to those actions.
Yeah.
Because now you've shifted identity. I want to wake up every day and I want to be a version of me that's better than the one I was yesterday.
Absolutely.
Right? And so that's an identity. Every day I have a new identity I have to live up to. Right? And so then I know there's actions I have to take to do that. But unless I shift my identity, I can't get there.
Right.
So instead of trying to work people from the outside in, I'm working people from the inside out.
Yeah.
And it's the reason why the success of our community is like, I'm not poo-pooing anybody's wholesale community. But if you look at the numbers, and we do, you look at the success numbers of our, and you take out just the fact that the sheer size of my community is huge. If you take it down and you put it into an average, the success, bro, is like this. Like my next competitor is here.
Right.
In terms of student success. Why? It's not that they don't know what to do. These guys know what to do. They can show you how to do deals. They'll show you how to do deals. They've got the sauce too.
Right.
They're not fake. They're real. Why is the success this and that? It's because I'm coming to their inside and I'm shifting their identity and I'm bringing them out. And that's when they can do the actions. And when that person does the actions, they get a result that's going to be 10x what this guy's going to get because he's still coming at him from the outside.
So can that be done though? I know that can be done to an extent through, watching videos and so on. How much time are you spending going through that? Because this is something you and I talked about before the show, right? Like I've learned a lot in the last year and a half about childhood trauma and how like the first 8 to 10 years of our lives wire us and program us a certain way, good or bad, we're programmed a certain way, and we spend the rest of our lives undoing the negative programming, right? So how much time are you doing this? Because it's
a lot, bro. There's people. Why do you think I was on a call last night for 6 hours and 15 minutes? Because there's a lot. There's a lot people have to let down. There's a lot of baggage people have to drop. And then yeah, sure, I'll comp this house, and yeah, sure, we'll do this thing, and then yeah, sure, I'll tell you how much the buy number is. But like the fact is that we do a lot of work. We do a lot of this, dude. We do a lot of inner work, and you do that inner work, and the other work becomes easy, man. Calling agents, talking to sellers, man, that's a piece of cake.
Right.
Forgetting, the uncle who molested me, that's not a piece of cake. Yeah. Right? Not that I was molested by anybody, but like I'm just saying some people have been, Yeah. People have gone through stuff. People have had really terrible things happen to them, inexcusable things happen to them. But if they can't figure out how to let that go, they're going to get stuck, and they get addicted to how it feels to be stuck.
Yeah.
And when they get addicted to how it feels to be stuck, when they move, their body starts craving those chemicals that it releases in that addiction, and they go back to it.
Yeah.
And they live in that story. Right. And so I spend a lot of time, dude. I spend a lot of time on that. I spend a lot of time on shifting people's identities. And then when they do, it's just, wow.
Well, I think that's awesome that you're doing that. I actually drew a line in the sand, I don't know, 2-3 years ago, where I said, if you've never done a deal before, I can't help you. And it sounds kind of crazy. Like, why would a person who sells education, right, sells mentorships, say, no, I won't take your money? And it's for this exact reason. I don't feel like I'm qualified to help you undo the baggage, because it's not hard to do deals.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to get yourself out of your own way to do deals.
Right.
Right. And maybe that's a poor choice of words, given what the conversation we just had.
It's a great choice of words. And I love the fact that you're so real about it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you're honest with it. And you just say, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that work. I want to do that work because I find meaning in that work. Mm-hmm. I do. I do find meaning in transformation.
Yeah.
I really do. And then the fact that you can make $50,000-$60,000 wholesaling houses with the tools I give you as well, that's pretty neat too.
It is pretty neat.
But when you come out of that and you're like, man, what a bait and switch you did. Mm-hmm. Like, I thought I was coming in to learn wholesaling, and you made me a whole nother man.
Yeah.
I got baptized this Sunday. Like, I cry.
Yeah. Well, and, we talk about, I've shared this before, like, I've gone to events, 2 days events, and like the first day is like mindset and this and that. And in my head, I'm just like, God, can we just get like, did they just sell me like a mindset course, right? Like a mindset workshop? Like, I don't want that, right? I want to give me the strategies, give me the tactics. I'll execute. I will figure it out. Give me all the tools. I will execute. I have full faith in my ability to execute. And generally speaking, we're pretty good, not excellent, but pretty good at executing, right? So I'll get frustrated. And it wasn't until years later I realized the importance of what's going on between the ears, right?
Mm-hmm. And in the heart.
And in the heart, right? Like most of the information is already on YouTube. I was talking, I just spent 2.5 days in Prescott with my daughter for a science camp, right? And we were talking about some nonsensical stuff. And I was asking the kid, like, where'd you learn this? Like, I just watched it on YouTube. I was like, man, like, there's a lot of information out there. There's just about nothing you can't learn on YouTube these days. So the what is out there, right? It's really undoing the damage or fixing your mindset.
Yeah.
Is the key here.